Hi there, how are you? I first want to start off by saying thank you for your video response. Um, I wanted to respond to some of your questions because you were nice enough to give me your opinions and what I thought of what you said. Um, I do agree with you that this is a very good show. It's one of the best shows, and I hope it don't get canceled. A couple of your theories are very interesting because according to your theory, you believe that Peter never left the world or disappeared. He basically was in the same timeline, just the observers reversed time in making sure that he was erased. And you know something? I could see that's happening now. And you know something? I could see that very clearly from your point of view. The only problem with your theory is that you believe that Peter doesn't believe that he's dead in both worlds. But remember, do you remember the episode when Peter came back and he was being interviewed by Walter, and Walter was explaining the story about when he went to go save him in the parallel world, and then he brought him back to our world, and then the ice broke and he fell and the boy drowned? Peter realized then that the observer didn't save him in the lake. So basically, he became what is now called a paradox. So now the question is Peter basically dead or alive? And the real question is that if he's dead in both worlds, which is their world and his world, then how is he back? Why is he alive? He believes something went wrong in the machine, or if you want to call it the time machine or whatever. The point of the matter is something went wrong here. Now, yes, the observers did erase him in time. I do believe that the observers played a big part in that. But remember, something about Peter is very powerful. And the question is, why is this person so powerful that the observers can't seem to erase him? Because remember, in the very first episode of season 4, they keep saying that traces of him keep coming back. So the question is, why is it that Peter cannot be erased? Is it more to Peter than what we know? Or is Peter got a purpose? Is he, like I said, a more powerful being than we are led to believe? Now, we heard the shocking revelation that Olivia is supposed to die. Now the question is, again, like in the movie Butterfly Effect, is this one of those situations that no matter where Peter goes, Olivia is not supposed to live? Then remember I remember in Butterfly Effect, and when they had cut the movie out, well, they kind of changed it at the end too, where he basically said, you know what, then I don't want to meet Olivia. What if the only way to save Olivia is to erase Olivia? Okay, Olivia keeps dying in all futures. What if the purpose is now is, you know what, it's Peter's decision to change that decision and not to meet Olivia? Then maybe they weren't meant to be together. See, I do believe that there are a lot of movies that have been brought into this, like you kind of see a Back to the Future theme, you kind of see a Butterfly Effect theme, because I do believe, because remember, I truly believe that the only way that you could save Olivia is not to be with Olivia. Maybe the whole theory is that either Peter's supposed to die, and basically that's how you could save Olivia, or don't introduce yourself to Olivia like in the movie Butterfly Effect, where you kind of just basically never meet, and then she could be saved. And then that way, she lives, and the universe is saved, and Peter can basically will have to live with the fact that the person he truly loves, he can never have. So there are different variations how you can kind of look at this. I do understand your point. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that your theory is not true, because I can see your point. You're looking at this and saying, you know what? Well, how can Peter be in another universe when he never went nowhere? I mean, these are all the same people. It's Peter that disappeared. It wasn't the universe. But you got to understand that at the end of season 3, Peter was told when he was in the future Fringe, when everything was in destruction, when Olivia got shot by Walter. Remember that episode? Remember, in that particular episode, Walter told Peter that you have to go back and make a different choice than what you made before. So then when Peter got snapped out of the whole, when he was in the machine and Olivia was trying to wake him up, he woke up and he basically said Olivia, and then he made a different choice. But the choice he made, he brought two worlds together. But the problem was that it just created more problems than what it is. Now your biggest question that we all want to know is, how are they going to resolve this? I'll be totally honest. I do believe that Peter is going to take a chance in getting into the machine, but he also might have to use Olivia too. I believe there's two theories that's going to happen here. Either at the end of the season, they're going to try that Walter and Olivia, Lincoln Lee, and Peter and Astrid are all going to try to risk their lives in getting Peter back to what he believes is in his own timeline by going to the bridge. Now you say to yourself, why would you risk that? Because we know that the bridge is heavily guarded. You know, Boyles is not going to let him near that machine because he believes he's an alien or an entity. So I believe that the only way that they're going to try to make this interesting is that he's going to think that, you know what, I need to get back to my timeline. I'm going to get back into that machine and I'm going to zap myself back to where I came from. I think that's how they're going to end it, and then it's going to end where basically we kind of get like a to be continue. I'll bet you any amount of money that when we get to the final episode in May, we are all going to say, you know what, he's going to risk his life going into the machine, but like you said, there's going to be a problem, and then we're going to have to wait till season 5 to see, did the machine zap them back in time, or did it make it worse than what it's been happening now? And you know something, and from what I see in a lot of the episodes, they have been very good. A lot of the episodes I saw, you know, I like the first episode, the intro. I like when they were going after the serial killer in episode 2. I'm more interested in the story arc, the main story. Some of the Fringe, you know, case files, they've been interesting, but I kind of like when they go into the theme of the story, which is how is Peter gonna resolve getting back to where he believes is in his own timeline, or like you said, maybe he's not in any timeline, but where he is, he's already there. Just how do you get people to remember him? So you know something, I will say this as my final comment because I know my time is short. I truly believe that your theories are very interesting and they have been very good. But remember, when you go back to watch some of the older episodes in this season, understand that Peter is not as dumb as he looks. I know he seems like he's naive, but he's not. Peter is remember, he's an intelligent dude. And he knows that in order to get back to his wherever world he thinks he is, or get back to the original situation, he needs help. And I think when they get him to that bridge, I think it's going to end in season 4, where they're going to all risk their lives trying to get him into the machine, and with all the evils that are trying to stop him, like Massive Dynamic, and then you have all of Peter's enemies are trying to stop, and of course, you know, we don't know if Walter is really good or if he's pretending, or maybe he has some private agenda. As of right now, we know he's a good guy, but you never know with Walter because he's tricky. So, right now, I am going to watch, before I shut down this video, I am going to watch the latest episode when Astrid meets her alternate, because I haven't seen that one yet, and maybe they'll give me more answers and I'll do a to be continue. So think of this as sort of like a to be continue video. But I hope I did answer some of your questions, and I hope that you kind of understand my theories, because all I'm really trying to say is that yes, he could be in the same timeline, but I do believe that he is in other universes, because just by the way the episodes are being presented, there has been some episodes where there was one episode, I don't know if you remember, where after he had came back, they were investigating this couple, well, this doctor who discovered time travel, and he kept going back in time to bring his wife back. So I do believe that time travel is being played with here, because that seems to be the theme, sort of like in the movie Back to the Future, where how do I get back to my timeline where people are playing with time travel. They were playing with time travel in the Bridge universe. So now basically it's really the question of, are we lost in time, or has time never gone anywhere, just somebody's been playing with time to make sure that the universe is saved by the observers. So I want you to hit me up with your comments. Tell me what you think. I love to be your friend. You seem like a very nice person, and I love to talk about Fringe, or if you have other movies you want to talk about, because something, that's the great thing about this show, is that it brings people together to bring and talk about interesting topics. And what's great about this show, more importantly, is that it doesn't rely on sex and violence to get your attention. Yeah, it does have its violent moments, but it's more like an intellectual show that deals with science and the brilliance of how science can bring people together to talk about great topics and great subjects. So, thank you again for the video, and like I said, send me a video response. You tell me what you think. I would love to send you one right back. And I am going to watch this latest episode, and why I said to be continued, because right now anything is possible with this episode. So thank you very much, and again, like you, I'm going to continue watching to the very end, but I'll bet you any amount of money it's going to be like sort of like a butterfly effect when this whole show comes to an end. So thank you very much. Just remember, my friend, use your mind. It's your best weapon. Take care of yourself, and have a great night.